Welcome to this episode of the story. Have you subscribed yet? Chapter 107, Changes in Lingxi Town. After a night of traveling, when the first ray of sunlight shone on the earth in the morning, Sumu finally saw the familiar outline of Lingxi Town. He quickened his pace, filled with longing for his family and friends. However, the moment he stepped into Lingxi Town, he sensed something amiss. Although the pedestrians on the street were still coming and going, an indescribable solemn expression was on everyone's face. The usually bustling market seemed rather deserted at the moment. The number of stalls had significantly decreased, and the peddlers' cries were not as loud as before. Sumu stopped an elderly man passing by and asked anxiously, "Sir, what's going on in the town? What has happened?" The old man looked up at Sumo, sighed and said, "Alas, my boy, you must have just come back from outside. Recently, our Lingxi town has suffered a great disaster. Some time ago, a group of bandits came from nowhere and occupied the mountain forest outside the town. They come down the mountain to loot from time to time, making everyone panic. Many people are too afraid to go out to do business." Hearing this, a surge of anger welled up in Sumu's heart. He comforted the old man a few words and then walked towards his home. Along the way, he saw that many houses had signs of damage and some residents were helplessly making repairs. When he arrived in front of his house, he found the door closed and an oppressive atmosphere hung around. Sumu's heart tightened and he quickly pushed open the door. In the courtyard, his mother was sitting on the threshold, looking worried. Seeing Sumu return, his mother was first startled, and then a complex look of surprise and worry flashed in her eyes. "Moor, you're finally back. Where have you been these days?" Your mother was so worried. His mother stood up, walked quickly to Sumu's side, and looked him up and down. After making sure he was uninjured, she felt slightly relieved. Sumu helped his mother into the house and sat her down, briefly telling her about his experience in the temple. After hearing this, his mother was both happy about his adventure and hong-ha for his safety. Sumu then asked about the situation at home and the detailed information about the bandits in the town. His mother told him that since the bandits appeared, the young and strong in the town had organized several resistances. They were all defeated by the bandits. The bandits not only robbed everyone's property, but also injured many people. Now, the whole town was in a state of panic, not knowing what to do. Sumu frowned, secretly thinking about countermeasures. He knew that with the current strength of Lingxi town, it was indeed very difficult to deal with this group of bandits. However, now that his strength had broken through, and he had mastered many techniques of reverse, time, spiritual power, perhaps he could solve this big problem for Lingxi town on his own. Sumo comforted his mother, saying, "Mom, don't worry. Now that I'm back, I won't let these bandits act recklessly. I will definitely find a way to drive them away and restore the peace of Lingxi town." Looking at Sumu's determined eyes, his mother felt an inexplicable sense of peace. She knew that her son had grown up and was capable of protecting the family in the entire Lingxi town. After a simple tidying up, Sumo went out to find the elders in the town to discuss countermeasures. He came to the mayor's house and found several elders sitting around, discussing with worried looks on their faces. When they saw Sumo enter, a glimmer of hope flashed in the elders' eyes. They all knew that Sumu had always been diligent in cultivation and had shown extraordinary talent before. Perhaps he could really come up with a way to solve the problem of the bandits. Sumu greeted the elders and then expressed his thoughts. He said that he was willing to first investigate the strength of the bandits and then formulate a detailed response plan. After hearing this, although the elders thought it was a bit risky, there was no better way at the moment, so they agreed to Suma's proposal and told him to be careful. After coming out of the mayor's house, Sumu didn't waste any time and immediately walked towards the mountain forest outside the town. He secretly swore in his heart that he must solve this group of bandits as soon as possible and restore the vitality and vigor of Lingxi town. In the mountain forest, the trees were lush and the sunlight filtered through the gaps in the leaves, forming patches of light spots. Sumo moved forward cautiously, using his keen perception of spiritual power to search for the traces of the bandits. The story continues. More exciting content is coming up. Subscribe as soon as possible.